Yes, Chair Getty. Vice Chair Flores. Commissioner Brown. Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Roberts. Right. We have a floor.
Anyone sign up for citizens communication this month?
No, ma'am.
We'll move on to the consent agenda. Hopefully everyone got an opportunity to review the minutes and the CEO's report, and I will entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's why the minutes is closed. Moving on to our action items. I luckily we have any this morning. Moving on to discussion items, and I have to turn it over to you, Patrick.
Yes, I'm going to turn this over to Cora and Carlos. They'll be providing an update for us.
Hi, good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started. First, we're going to give you the portfolio overview. I have Sharon as well as Christina online. They'll be taking over, and then we'll move on to Carson Creek update as well as Newman Town. Sharon, Christina, you guys there?
Yes, hi, good morning. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Thank you all for having us join virtually today. Unfortunately, I just was not able to come down to Austin in time for today's meeting in person, but obviously that will be my goal from now on. It is a little difficult to hear y'all remotely, so I just wanted to bring that up in case questions are posed. So I'll go right into our update, and then of course if y'all have any specific questions on any of the information that we present based on the package that you have in front of you, feel free to ask. So I guess we can start with Eastern. I'm not driving the presentation, so it's not on our sheet yet. Okay, there we are. All right, so we'll start with Eastern Oaks, and just as a reminder, this information is as of July 21st, so if there's any questions on anything between that time and today, we can address those questions. So as of the 21st of July, Eastern was 100% occupied, and the delinquency was 9,107. We did have one unit on notice to vacate, and then we had no pending evictions. The delinquency there was about 4,000 in current, and then 4,700 give or take in aged. So again, we did not have any evictions at that time, and we are currently working through, as you know, the OCAF corrections or ledger adjustments for Eastern Oaks, and our goal is to have those all addressed by the end of this month so that ledgers are correct for our residents going forward after this adjustment is done. Does anybody have any questions on Eastern?
I'll speak up. The notice to vacate that was sent out on Eastern that you referenced, is that a unit whose ledger we do know is correct, or are we in a situation where you're still correcting the ledger and you're sending out notices to vacate?
I am so sorry, but I cannot hear your question.
Everybody's mics are right in front of them. That's
Okay. But her input is coming from where? Right there. Okay, so maybe Cora, you can translate or?
And is with our mic red, is that saying that it's on or is it?
It's on. It's
Okay.
on. It's the reverse.
Is that better? Just speak louder.
Oh my goodness,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I had the wrong setting. We're good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You referenced a notice to vacate that was sent out, and then you said that you're still going through the ledgers on this property. So I just wanted to ask whether or not the property that the notice to vacate was sent out on had its ledger corrected, or if we're in the situation where we're still correcting ledgers and we're sending out notices to vacate.
No, we did not send out a notice to vacate to this resident. I believe they gave us notice to vacate for another reason. Yes, ma'am.
No further questions
Okay,
on this one.
great. All right, then we can move to Summit Oaks. So occupancy was 83% at Summit. 96% was our trend at that time. And there were 4 vacant units, and we did have 3 applications pending at that time. Delinquency was only 1626. And I would like to make a note here that on the delinquency, although it's very low, we do have the 2 potential evictions. Well, one is actually in place. That's the Kavanaugh resident. And then Mr. Duncan is one that we are still pending kind of an update from the attorney who's helping us with evictions. So although they don't have a large rent balance, they are exposed for eviction. So we will, I followed up with them, with the attorney this week, got a response that the person that handles our case is a little buried right now. So I will follow up if I don't hear back from her on Friday. I'll follow back up next week just to see if we can get any more information on either of these cases.
Sharon, this is Patrick. If I may, Mr. Duncan has been a challenge for years. We believe that we know he has some challenges outside of what we might be able to address as just a housing agency, as in some mental issues. So we've gone around and around, but his mother and other members of the family to try to figure out a better way to accommodate his needs. And so that's kind of where we are today. But just know that this has been going on for over the course of more than 2 years in terms of trying to figure out a way to resolve the issue short of eviction. So unfortunately, that's the resolution to the issue. But we've been working on this one for a while.
Right. Okay, good information to know. Yes, ma'am.
So out of the 1626 in delinquent rent, 1564 is from the 2 pending eviction cases.
That's right.
So that gives a difference of $62. What is the $62?
There could be credits
Are those-
from prepaids on the report. So we typically just report delinquent rent only, and not the net of prepaids. But if you have any specific questions, I can certainly go back and look to see where those are.
So the 62 is coming from another delinquent account, basically. Yeah, from rent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was looking at the service requests for Summit Oaks, and it looks like a lot of them are for appliances. I guess this is an overarching question. How do we monitor the age of the appliances? And if we're having a lot of service requests for specific properties appliances, is there a way to figure out that we need to update them?
Yes, we're Sharon, and I'll speak on that. We have Inspire inspections, pre-Inspire inspections happening at Alexander Summit and Eastern Oaks. We've already had the one for Summit Oaks. We're waiting for the one for Alexander as well as Eastern Oaks. And so they're going to do multiple inspections. They're going to do the pre-Inspire inspection. They're going to do housekeeping inspections. They're going to do curb appeal inspections. And then they're also giving us an update on the appliances, whatever's there, the model, the year, so that we can keep track of where they're at, right? And when do we expect if there's going to be replacements in the near future?
Thank you.
So anecdotally, I'll tell you that we've had some challenges with appliances at Summit. Some of it had to do with user error, I should say, with the wash machines and folks loading them too much, overloading them, I should say, and some other things. As you know, in 2017, we replaced all of the appliances and did a substantial rehab. So the appliances aren't really that old. I mean, but we've had some challenges at Summit in particular with some of the appliances for various reasons, just for the record.
Helpful, thank you. Any other questions on Summit?
All right, so moving to Alexander, at the time of the report, the property was occupied at 94% with 3 vacant units, and there were 0 applications pending at that time. Delinquency was $14,602, of which we had a current balance of $51.29, and then aged was a little over $9,000. This is the property that, we went through and did all the corrections during the month of July. And I do think that we have some potential accounts that may be under eviction or heading that direction for August based on balances. But at the time this report was created, we did not have any evictions planned.
Yeah, so that's a pretty high percentage of delinquency. It's like around 33%, something like that.
Yes.
So what are we doing? I guess 16 out of 48 units are affected by this, and we're meeting with these people and making some type of arrangement for them to catch up, or how are the delinquencies being handled?
Yes, we certainly try to meet with everybody once they go delinquent. We also try to provide them as, a list of assistance agencies. But I think with the current period, there are going to be several that, like I said, may, and actually I misspoke earlier. Kavanaugh is and Duncan are on this side, Alexander Oaks, not the Summit side. So that does account for some of this delinquency. If Christina has any updates on any of the folks that are currently that we're watching right now, I think there's about 4 in addition. She can speak to that.
Good morning, everybody. How are everybody's doing? So yes, since this report of the 14,000, just from it dropped down to 8,344, and also in current balance is 5,000. I'm working with every resident right now, getting assistance, and or if the resident doesn't comply and going through the process of getting assistance, then basically we'll start the eviction process in September, giving them the 30-day notice, still a chance to cure the balance before eviction status. So as of right now, there are no active evictions. However, I am anticipating 6 upcoming evictions if the household, if we're unable to move forward with assistance, or the resident will make payment.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. It sounds like you guys have made some significant progress since this.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And whenever we get ready to enter into the next board, the next meeting, we should definitely, Alexander and Summit, after going through each account and discovering the true balance from the GR adjustments, I was able to come up with true balances. The residents are notified, and we are actively working on moving for payments and assistant payments here, because the last thing we want is to evict the household that is attempting to cure their balances. So we're working with everybody. However, I'll have a better update on Monday to see if we have to go that route, and I'll be able to provide an update for next board meeting. However, so far everybody's complying, so I'm confident enough that we'll be able to cure and get some tenants some help as needed, or we'll definitely have to move forward for those who will not cooperate.
And I did want to comment that I'm seeing, I don't think I see any pest control issues on the service request sheet. So that new contractor that you hired a couple months ago, it seems to be working out. So, thanks.
Yes,
Thanks
we
for
have
staying on
definitely
top of
seen an
that.
improvement. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions on Alexander Oaks?
Okay, great. So moving on to Carson Creek, the property was 69% occupied during the month of July, and we had a trend of 94. So all of our units that were vacant at the time, we had 4 applications pending on the 21st of July. So since that time, we have been updated by the HATC team on the construction of the final building, which is great news. So we are looking forward to getting the final units occupied, if not by the end of August, I would say the first part of September. So major progress there, and really excited to have those residents rehoused. There's no evictions there. Obviously, there's no delinquency to speak of. So if anybody has any questions on Carson, we can address those.
No, we were just going to review the financials that were related to the expenses. For that, I think we have a report for that, right?
Yeah, I think that's later on.
Yeah.
It's
the next one.
Okay, all right. Good lead in though.
Okay, so moving on to Maynardtown, the property was 70% occupied and trending 70, so we had 10 vacants in July. There was 1 application pending, and delinquency was fairly low, 1319 for current, and then 1517 for 30 to 90. I know there's been progress made here as well since the July numbers were prepared for this report. We have inspected the units and provided HATC with our findings for appliances that have already been replaced, flooring that has already been replaced for the vacant units, and then we did inspect all the occupieds as well. So there's still a lot going on at Maynard 1, but I think we've made a lot of progress. Carlos's team has been very helpful in helping kind of orchestrate some of the projects that are pending there. But I don't have any other updates for Maynard 1 unless anybody has any questions.
No, just wondering if we have a occupancy list or a potential occupancy list for the vacant units. There are 10. Do we have any one that we're looking at to move, that want to move into those units?
We do not have an active wait list as of today, but we are getting traffic. And I see Christina took herself off mute, so I'll let her speak to that since she's the closest to the ground.
I do have a move-in scheduled for tomorrow that will be moving in Maynardtown 1. However, the rents are the conflict for the other units, being that they're really not affordable for the senior in that area. So I know the pricing and the rents are going to be up for review, and I'm just waiting on that because I do have a wait list of, however, nobody can afford the current rents at the current moment, renting at $1,400 and $1,700 for a 2-bedroom. It's just too high for the seniors in that area. So I know we're reevaluating. So that's the holdup on why I have not been able to fill Maynardtown 1 as fast.
Staff will be bringing to you all a proposal for a sliding scale for rents at Maynard, given what Christina has just alluded to. So we're going to have that next month?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll have that proposal in the September board meeting.
Okay, moving on to Maynard 2. The property was 90% occupied and trending 95. July 21st. There were 2 vacant, and one was pre-leased at that time. Delinquency was 470, and I think since that time, delinquency is 0. So everybody seems to be settling in at Maynard 2. We are excited about having the clubhouse with furnishings for Christina so that she can office there full time. That is the one thing that we have open right now, but we've been working really closely with Cora and Carlos on that. So looking forward to getting her all settled and moved in there.
I also do want to highlight something on Maynard Town 2. We just had an Inspire inspection through the TDHCA. After inspecting, the inspector found no findings. We're just waiting on the official report.
That's great.
Yeah, that is right. And I looked the other day and did not see it just yet.
At one point, we talked about having a rail around the front of the building because of the retaining wall. Have we made any decisions about that, or?
So we're working on those details, but yes, we're going to cover that area so that it's a bit safer. Yes, that is a working project. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what's the targeted date for that?
If anything, close to October, where we will finish it.
Okay. Good news.
Any other questions on? I have one question for Carlos. You mentioned the Inspire inspections for Alexander and Eastern Oaks. When is that scheduled?
For next week, from the 18th through the 22nd. They have one inspector. It might take a couple of days before they hit all units because they are expected to inspect all units. Hopefully we get, cooperation from the tenants so we can get in, but otherwise we'll get in afterwards. But next week, that's scheduled.
Thank you.
Awesome. If you guys don't have any questions on Maynard Town 2, we'll continue with the Carson Creek renovation. I'll give you guys some updates. So all of the tenants from the buildings that have already passed final building inspection, all those tenants have already moved in. We're waiting on just the final building, which is 1302. We finally received the electrical meters, so they're installed. Our contractor is out there working on all the electrical deficiencies. There's some shorts that he's working through, making sure that we're caught up. All the HVAC and mechanical and plumbing seems to be in good standing. As soon as he's finished, we will call out for the final building inspection. He's anticipating on completing this by this Friday. So hopefully early next week, we'll have results for the final building inspection. Again, all the tenants have already moved in, and obviously Arlene continues updating our tenants. She continues receiving certain calls. So we're, in a sense, educating the residents as they're moving back in to contact management for work orders, since, they were used to contacting Arlene directly for those types of things. So in a sense, again, we're just, I guess you can call it training, or for lack of a better word, training them coming back into our management system. You guys have any questions?
With the problems, if I may, with the problems that we've had with other electrical appliances in South Park, we're doing any training or education to the residents that moving back in?
Yes, sir. I actually, if it's not Cora, it's myself and Arlene that are there the day of the move-in with the residents, and we're walking them through the entire unit itself, teaching them how to work all these electrical components, the appliances as well, so they're well aware of how they function. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I'm going to take over with Carson Creek. So good morning. So I'm here to talk to you about the interim financial with this project. So as you know, I did give you a background information in your packet, but I also provided you a summary of the expenses that are related to the original contractor, which is Innovative Kitchen and Bath, where it talked about where we have paid him so far, what the percentage retainage is. And then there are 3 items that are potential items that we would recruit from that retainage, which then give you a bottom line of the retainage that would be owed to that original contractor. So I also provided you a detailed summary of all the expenses for the entire project from day 1 up until July of 2025, with a little bit more detailed of certain categories with a high number of expenditures. So I don't know if you have any questions regarding that report. And again, once the project is 100% completed, as Carlos said, our goal is to get the last tenant in by the end of this month, which is August, and then we'll be able to do a closeout detailed project financial for you.
Okay, so the original contract amount, when we first started looking at this and we agreed to do this work, was it like 1.2 million that we were planning to spend?
I think it's 1.6.
Yeah, it was
No, when we first.
1.7. Super.
The original
Six-ish, yes, that's correct. Most of the increase was some of the change orders that we identified, it's rehab. So there's some things that changed, very early on in the process. And of course, the estimate for the relocation was an estimate. And of course, that number went up and that number was included in his contract price. So does account for some of the change in what you see in terms of a number.
What was the original estimate for relocation?
80,000.
Yeah. That was optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very comprehensive report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we would just like to leave Carson Creek on a high note, if you don't mind. Okay, we're going to pause it, but we'd like to show you our latest move-ins with our residents, or I think it's coming. And we've had a couple of residents actually ask to come and speak to the board, so we're hoping that they will come next month. They do want to come and speak to the board about the renovations and how happy they are. Just bear with me outside. Okay. I got the first thing. That's fine. Thank you, Brittany.
All right, Mr. Thomas, welcome back to your new home. Let's step on in. First thoughts, what do you think?
Very pleased, very happy.
Yeah?
With my, yes.
Well, let's walk, let's take a look.
100% improvement. I love it. I don't know, I love it.
Yeah?
I just all the way love it, you know?
Yeah.
Been here, this was my home for over 10 years, so yes. Everything is just brand new though. It's beautiful, man. I just don't know how to put it in the words.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Welcome to your home. Come on in.
What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it. I think this is my favorite part.
The stove?
The stove. Yeah, we're more than ready.
Yeah.
We've been ready.
I hear you.
Yes. Yes. We're ready to move back. We love it.
Hey, Miss Johnson. Welcome home. How are you?
Fine.
Come on in. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah?
I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Excited.
I love it. I love it.
Hi, welcome in, welcome to your new home.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
This is good. Oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I love it, yes.
Awesome,
Something
awesome.
is so new. I mean, I've been here, what, 8 years?
Mhm.
So I love it. It was really good.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, welcome in.
All right, thank you. Oh my God, I'm so glad to be home.
Something here for you also, welcome back.
Well, good job, all right? You did an awesome job. I'm so glad to be home.
We're
So
glad you're back, we're glad to that you're
Yes.
back. Awesome. Well, thank you,
I'm
thank
happy
you.
with it. I've been here for 7 years, I think.
7 years?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
great job.
Big improvement?
Big improvement.
Yes. Ok, bienvenidos a tu nueva casa. Mucho gusto. Mira, te quiero enseñar un poco de la renovación.
That was
We
great.
had lots of move-ins, haven't we?
We did.
We did. So we've had those in the
Last 2 weeks, yeah.
last 2 weeks. And we just have one more. So hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we'll have the last one moved in and a video as well.
That is great.
That's great.
And I remember seeing these units before they were renovated, and to just see how much everything has changed, and the entire thing looked like it was completely gutted, everything, all new walls, new paint. I mean, it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
So the next challenge is going to be monitoring to make sure that they stay in the best condition that they can stay.
Yes, ma'am.
But it looks awesome. So.
Thank you.
So I have one question for Carlos.
Sure.
So you're not going to quit your job and go to HGTV to show the new properties?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Maybe in his spare time.
Is there any cameras in the area? I see that's noted there. Is there a plan for some type of monitoring system or?
Yes, sir, we do. We're gonna start off with Maynard 1 as well as Maynard 2, and then we're gonna move on to Eastern Oaks, Alexander, as well as Summit. Now at Carson is a little bit difficult. We don't have a station office there. They're scattered, so there's no really a way for us to install cameras there.
For the Carson Creek rehabilitation project, I did get a letter from a concerned citizen. It was anonymous, so I couldn't respond. but concerned that we didn't have certificates of occupancy. And I reached out to Cora about that, and she let me know that they have certificates of compliance, but that we're in the ETJ, and so they don't get certificates of occupancy. But would you speak to that a little?
Sure. Yeah, I can speak to that. We reached out to the DSD office so that we can gather better clarification on this. They clarified that, since the time that they were built, because they were in the ETJ, they were not required to have certificates of occupancy. And so since then, we're grandfathered in. All that we're required is final building inspections, the plumbing, the electrical, and then we can move those tenants back in.
Thank you for that clarification.
Of course. Yeah. So this is just a quick progress of what's been completed. We had the plumbing, obviously, that was completed last month. And again, I know Sharon alluded to the apartment vinyl replacement as well as the appliance replacement. We haven't completed all of that just yet. That's why I don't have it as highlighted as completed, although we are working with management team so that we can coordinate and get that done. And so these are just projected items that we are anticipating and completed for the 2025 year. We have received some of the bids, but again, we're not starting yet on this. We're still focusing on those main points first. And these are just the projected items that we anticipate on completing in 2026. Do you guys have any questions?
I see estimated cost,
Yes.
691,000.
For the 2026, yes. The biggest cost is going to be the roof replacement. That's going to be the biggest ticket item there.
Okay.
And so once we have, I guess, a better scope of work, we can, pass it on to you guys. And if you guys bless it, we'll proceed with it. And hopefully we can budget for the 2026 year.
With all the hail damages we've had in the last couple of years, is there any insurance reimbursement?
Not for Maynardtown, no, but for Carson Creek, yes. Now, I will let you know that, like, for the plumbing issue, we did go through TML and we were reimbursed for those expenses.
Yeah, but I think Wilma makes a good point. I mean, have we contacted the insurance company for Maynardtown to see if they would inspect the roofs to see if there's something that we could benefit from?
We have not, and again, only because this is anticipated for the 2026 year, but we can definitely start on that. That way we can, in a sense, be proactive about it, and hopefully we can get something from TML as well.
Yeah, I think the time to do it is now.
Well, yeah, the claim has to be made within a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long has these units been out there? Has it been, it's about 20 years?
20 years, that's right.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Well, it's worth
It's worth a shot.
exploring,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, to see if there's something that we can do.
But that's it, unless you guys have any other questions.
No, great report, great progress on the management of the projects and management of accounts and the move-in. It's really positive.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your hard work.
Thank you.
Moving on to the HATC Fall 2025 update to the Commissioner's Court. Do we have a date for that?
So at the last meeting we discussed, and the consensus was November 13th. Subsequent to the meeting, I was told that the 13th date was no longer available. However, I've been trying to lobby and petition for that date to remain because the alternate date was December the 4th, which is the same day as your board meeting. So we are, as of right now, I cannot give you an alternate date. My hope is that there won't be an alternate date and we'll stay on the 13th will remain. Having said that, I did, we had a project, the Grandview 620 PFC project went to the Commissioner's Court on the 22nd. And as a part of that conversation, there was a sidebar about property maintenance, which subsequently led to a memo going out with my assistance from the county staff regarding our property maintenance acumen, I guess, for lack of a better term. So that subsequently led to a meeting with myself, Commissioner Trevelyan, and Commissioner Shea and staff. about where we were relative to property maintenance, what our approach is to that such, and kind of where we are. So they were fairly happy with the work that had been done. I shared that we have, in the last 7 years, spent nearly $16 million in sustaining our properties for the long term, to include the nearly $2 million investment in Carson Creek and what looks to be around $1 million for Manortown, whereby in 2019 we spent $250,000 to do some improvements at Manortown, and now with the PCNA we're going to look at another $1 million. But yes, I will keep you all informed. But our goal still is to try to stay with the 13th. Because I told them that it would be a very long day on the 4th if you expect them to have a meeting in the morning and then to do commissions for it. And they would like you all to participate in that, obviously. So I will let you all know, but I needed to update you. And I was hoping that there would be that I have a confirmation before the meeting today, but of course I don't, because we're still trying to work on squeezing that date in, but I will let you know.
Is there any reason to go into executive session today? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I have one question before we.
Of course.
Make a motion to adjourn. So we don't have anything on the agenda referencing committee reports or anything like that. So, and there's nothing on there that says like new or old business. So I just wanted to ask about the status of the 2025 evaluation process. Where are we with that?
Where are we with that? We approved the template, didn't we? And it occurs in December, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So we have, I mean, we have an agreed upon evaluation template, and we're just, I think, waiting to kind of go through the same process.
I think we can definitely add a line item for discussion on next month's agenda if you want to have a more in-depth discussion about it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, and that's what we was waiting on, the chair to point out. I think she was waiting. It was a little early, and out in her opinion, that, as I understand it, to start it at this time.
Right.
But we wanted to get started, but
no, I was just wondering the status, because I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
You know, or information about, I guess your contract expires at the end of this year. Is that correct?
No.
Okay, it's the end of 2026.
It's September 2026.
Okay.
Because it was done like mid-year.
2 years, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did it 2 years.
So I apologize for not having an update on it for this agenda on the status one for next month's meeting.
Yeah, and just for the record, so I know Stan is on, the recommendation was that we didn't have a specific item to not include it on the agenda, like old business and new business. That's what the directive was from the attorney. So the feeling is it needs to be a specific item. So unless we identify it ahead of time, we can't say his recommendation, we don't put old business, new business, or just an open item unless.
We'll put a discussion
specifically.
item for HR committee report to the board.
That's fine.
Okay.
Next month is fine. I just wanted to.
We have it noted.
So entertaining a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That's a unanimous vote. Thank you, everybody.
What time?
At 10:14.